Hello, everybody, from COVID quarantine, day 6. Obviously, beautiful day in the backyard down of St. Petersburg in the Shore Acres area. I just got done doing some exercise in my bedroom, so that's why I'm huffing and puffing. I feel fine otherwise. No fevers, nothing else like that, and I'll recover from this in a few minutes. I probably should have done that before I started shooting, but what the heck. Anyway, so I wanted to do this now while everything was still nice out here, as it's probably going to rain in a little bit anyway. That's not as fun. Something I wanted to talk about, it's a big concern, especially for those with kids, because the kids are shortly going to be forced to go to school, whether people want to or not. The schools are going to reopen. And there's a lot of concern regarding COVID-19, obviously, for this. There's a lot of things we don't know regarding kids. We can't say that no kids have died, because kids have died. They've died right here in the state of Florida. There's not very many, though, but still, who wants their kid to be the one? And they've died from COVID-19 complications of various things. So, I mean, that's something that's definitely a concern. The research that's out right now that we currently have, and what even some pediatricians, including CDC, are basing this on, are that kids cannot, from as far as we know, and this is from other countries who have already opened up their schools and done excellent research, in particular Spotlight South Korea, and they have opened up their schools. And what they're finding is kids cannot transmit very easily, and they're guessing between the ages of like kindergarten to age 10. And nobody knows for sure why, but there's a couple of reasons they're speculating. One reason being is that their lungs are underdeveloped. They're still developing. They can't cough as forcefully as an adult can, therefore may not spew droplets as far, that sort of thing. Plus, they also, they don't lack, but they don't produce as many as something called an ACE2 enzyme. And ACE2 enzymes are necessary because the virus uses that to enter the cells of the body and replicate more copies of itself. However, they are finding that kids starting about age 10 can possibly transmit that virus much easier because their lungs are much more developed. They have much more of this ACE2 enzyme. But they're still not finding that it's going to adults as often, even in South Korea and some other countries that have opened up their schools. So we're still not totally sure how easily that's going to transmit from kids to adults. But the problem is when these kids come home, if they are transmittable, is that they can transmit it to, if they're living with elderly parents or parents who are immune compromised for whatever reason, or even to a sibling who's immune compromised who probably can't go to school for some reason. And so these are all very valid concerns. And unfortunately, there's still a lot of research to be done on this. As I always said, and other providers said, it's a very new virus. It attacks every organ in the body, literally. And people who are recovering from it are recovering with not everybody, but a lot of people are recovering with a lot of long-term consequences, exacerbations of breathing a lot of times, that sort of thing, intermittent fevers. So it's a real issue. But anyway, so the decision you have to make, is it safe for you to return your kid to school? And unfortunately, there's not a full answer on that. Given what we do know from other countries that opened their schools that that do much better testing than we do, and have already flattened out their COVID-19 curves, they're having a fairly good success rate with that. So that's encouraging. And I have to say that if I had a child, I would be very concerned about it. I would teach them, of course, to wear a mask, wash their hands, that sort of thing, and give them a little thing of hand gel as well, too, to take with them and teach them how to use it. Now, has anybody tried to keep a mask on a toddler for 8 hours? I don't know how that's going to work, but, we'll see what happens. Ideally, the teachers in the schools would be protected as well with masks, hand sanitizer, that sort of thing, washing their hands, et cetera, et cetera. And so, it's going to be a wait and see, I guess. And we're hoping not to see another surge from that sort of thing, because right now the country can't handle it. It doesn't matter how much we open up or close down. So something I felt the need to explain too is, even though I'm saying this is day 6 of my quarantine, as I said, I returned to work Monday, and according to ACA, which is the Agency for Healthcare Recommendations, it's ACHQA if I remember correctly. Anyway, it's 10 days either suspected COVID or tested positive, which I did, plus 3 days with no symptoms. Well, the 10 days starts from the day you were actually tested. So my 13 days will be coming up, and that will be Monday. I should be good as long as I continue to remain with no symptoms. So, and that's been the case so far, and I really hope it stays that way. Anyway, I was asked to make these videos shareable. I thought I did. Apparently, I've not been making them shareable, so I'm going to try this one. And I'm also going to post on my Facebook as well, too, the particular study that talks about kids returning to school and the possible safety issues involved in that. It's a very easy read. It's off of Medscape. That's where I got it from, but it matches a lot of the other scientific recommendations from a lot of other places. So the science is there for, we think it's probably going to be okay, but people are going to have to take precautions, the same precautions they're taking all the time now. Remember, everybody, wash your hands, wear a mask, use the hand gel.